What is the situation of lean management in Hungary? Is it typical?
I need to take the question in several ways. The first thing to understand is lean has been in Hungary for many years. Lean came to Hungary after the Six Sigma methodology came to Hungary. In the first instance, I think probably you know that General Electric was one of those companies that introduced Six Sigma in Hungary, if not the first company that introduced the Six Sigma in Hungary. After that, probably I should be proud that I'm one of the people that introduced lean to Hungary first of all, because I used to work for General Electric, and you know, we had good results within General Electric. At the same time, we were also learning how to use the methodology itself. Of course, you could really see that, you could really understand from the environment in which we applied lean, that they saw lean as another tool for development within General Electric. And the problem we faced actually is that majority of the people in the management of the company didn't really understand what lean is all about. They couldn't integrate lean into their activities. Therefore, lean was sort of restricted to the production floor, to manufacturing, so to say, and somehow it got stuck. I can also add that there are some people who used it in the office environment successfully, but I'm talking about the generality of how lean was introduced within companies. And I can also say that it makes sense to start with the production department of a manufacturing company, because through that you'll be able to convince many people that this thing is working. Now, when people saw that it's working, then they try to apply it to the office environment, to their services and all the other things they do. So that's somehow, in my opinion, how lean got started in Hungary. And I could really say that even right now, lean is still in its infancy. That means in the childhood age in Hungary, probably getting to, you know, puberty age, when, you know, it's growing, and, you know, it's by itself, it's adapting to the environment of the company, or to the environment of the country itself. So that's the way I see lean within Hungary right now.
Where is it most popular? In which profile? Which companies?
When you say profile, that means you mean which sector?
Which sector? Yeah.
Of the economy. The sector of the economy which is very common, that's basically manufacturing. That means probably we have to divide things into three parts. The first one is you have large companies, and those large companies, they have their headquarters somewhere outside of Hungary, and if they're coming from the West, it's very easy for them to have heard about lean. If they're not coming from the West, it's much more harder for them to have done something about lean. And then the third part is the smaller type of enterprises. Those ones may not have heard about lean at all, with the exception of companies like mine, or probably companies that I know, like your company DFT, that is introducing lean to those small companies and using government funds to help them understand what lean is, and to help them to implement lean in their everyday operations. So you can look at it three ways, but that is concerning manufacturing. Concerning service organizations, you do have very, very few organizations that have known to have implemented lean successfully. Now, you know, there are some companies that love to talk about figures. There are a lot of those companies, in my opinion. who are talking about figures, what they have used lean for and how they've succeeded. But when you really want to look into where they've used lean and what success they have, it becomes much more difficult. So that's, I mean, it's a little bit fishy that some companies, mainly manufacturing, have used it successfully. When it comes to manufacturing, we have to make separations. When it comes to services, of course, we still have a long way to go, just like in manufacturing. And then we have the other sectors. I want Hungary to use lean in education. I want Hungary to use lean in other areas, in healthcare. I want Hungary to use lean in all parts of the economy. But we are right now using lean in manufacturing and to some extent in services as well.